Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Today's a good day. Macabre Mondays are back. Finally. Let me make this a little bit more. Hell yeah, baby. Get a little more serious and sexy. So, the plan for the next couple of episodes of Macabre Mondays is we're going to do something Halloween themed, right? It's about time. In fact, it's perfect time right now, before the end of the month, to finish something that is Halloween themed. And I have an idea in mind, and we'll try to get started on that today. And hopefully, it'll come out decent. I don't think we'll be able to finish it today, but hey, let's see how it goes. Right? So, why are we... What's going on? ZBrush. ZBrush. Hello. Everything is buggy, man. Everything's fucking buggy on my computer. I don't know why. It's uninstall everything and reinstall it, and I'm too lazy to do all that. Okay, let me see. Okay. Now. I'm just putting up my reference screen so I can... Hold up. Let's maybe put something a little better now. The music, I mean. I think that works. All right. Let's get this going. What? Hello? Hey. Now. I'm gonna make a hole anyway. Yeah, down. Okay. Let's unwrap this bad boy real quick. Actually, I want to do it right now. Maybe later. Maybe later. All right. So, how do we want to do this? Okay, so I guess I want radial, but we want radial on Y? Yeah. And a little more points. Maybe 12. Yeah, that seems nice. So that we can Damn, standard is nice. There you go. So that we can start doing this. Start putting grooves in. Boom. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna have the top. Gonna have the top. Open, because I'll have kind of like a hole in the top because I want some stuff to come out of it. So we'll do that now. And again, this we're trying to go for, like, you know, organic carved or kind of torn open type of opening, I guess. So that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be looking like it's been, you know, cut or damaged. But the edges, these edges right there, they don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like a perfect circle. Then it'll look fake. Alright. Now we can bring that down. Or that. Smooth that a little bit. Okay. Now we can start, we can actually go further a little bit and we can start adding some damage detailing on the edges. So that it looks like it's been, you know, ripped open or something. Again, for now, we don't have to make it all perfect. We're just looking for, you know, our forms, our initial forms, and how they kind of interact with each other. Don't have to make this too deep because I will be putting stuff outside, so it'll cover this base anyway. So you won't see it anyway. So you can just the reason why I don't want to push it any further, because once you start doing that, the geometry will start kind of collapsing on itself and making these weird artifacts. We kind of don't want that. So the way it is right now is fine. You can always come back and kind of bring it down if we have to, but I don't think we're gonna have any issues with that. Okay. So launching, and is the way pumpkins have these obviously big shapes, but then they also do like smaller kind of wrinkles. The closer it is to the stem in the middle on top, these smaller, you can see here on the bottom, as they come towards the middle, they kind of get narrow, and that kind of is the form, and it creates more wrinkles. So it would start looking some like, you know, like much less, some like, you know, stuff like that. Now, immediately, it already gives us so much more character. They usually kind of maybe dissipate a little towards the middle of the pumpkin, because that's where the biggest stretch happening. So we'll have to kind of like brush it off these areas. When you work on shapes like these, radial brush is just so good. It just saves you so much time. Good. Now, I'm trying to think which element I want to put in first and I want to work on. It's basically, I want to make like a pumpkin demon. And the pumpkin itself is like a main middle element, and everything else is kind of like growing out of it. I guess we can maybe Why don't I create a leg first? That'd be something important. For that, we need to duplicate this, then append a cylinder. Actually, didn't have to. Sorry. Man, I'm rusty at ZBrush. Basically, didn't have to duplicate it for appending. You usually can just append shapes, sorry, as they are. They'll just add to your subtool list like this. But when you want to import a mesh or a file, you know, an object of some kind, let's say an OBJ or 3ds or I don't know, a Blender file into it, you have to first duplicate your subtool and then go to import, because what that does is import overrides your current subtool. So you'll have whatever you bring it in instead of the subtool once you import. And you can't, unfortunately, do that operation in ZBrush. So you have to be careful with that. Which is why it's a good habit to get into without fucking yourself over. It took me years to get into that kind of habit, doing that before I import anything. That's why you see me like just appending, duplicating tools for no reason at all. Like I didn't have to do it there, but I did it just because it's in my muscle memory. So we need to make a very thin but long cylinder. The way we do that is, well, first of all, we'll bring it out here. Make it very small. And now we'll just drag this out. That's a decent size. Be a little small. So that will be our base for our legs. So now, if you don't know, when you in Gizmo mode and you're trying to rotate your tools, subtool, and if you want to rotate it so that it snaps to your every 5 degrees or whatever, you just hold shift and it'll just snap to every 5 degree, like this. Or if you want more accuracy, you just release shift and you just drag it. More accurate this way. Just sometimes, like when you want it exactly 90 degrees, like I just did there, it's easier to hold shift and do it. Right, so our legs will be coming out like around here. So we definitely need to subdivide this bad boy. Actually, good trick for that is when you have a very low poly like this, obviously it's hard to mask accurately. It masks like this big ass polygon, so you like in between these 2 points you can't really mask it out, so you're forced to kind of work that way. See, like it's not working properly. You don't want to do that. Good trick for fixing that would be removing the mask again, going into zero mesher and just clicking zero mesh, and it will reconstruct your topology in that exact without breaking the form. So you will still have your whatever mesh, but now you'll have a reconstructed goddamn topology with a lot more polygons, and it's still not too many, but it's like enough for you to kind of do stuff with it now. So now we can, you know, mask it a little more accurately. We can soften the mask if we need to. Now we can just, oh my god, we can just move it around. Or bit. Also, this part, obviously, well, the way arachnid legs work, they're always very fat and meaty, where they attach to the body, because obviously that's where most of the muscles are of the leg, and obviously that's where the most support is. Well, so there's always a lot of flesh and a lot of body. The biggest amount of the body of the leg is in this area, and as it goes out of it, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner towards the point. So we'll have to kind of beef that area up later on. Now need to bring that back up. Now find another joint. Usually there's 1, 2, 3, then 4 joints in an arachnid leg, I believe. So one that connects it to the body, then one that kind of makes it go up, and then the knee basically, and then the wrist. So yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure whether like different bugs, like if it differs from bugs to arachnids. I need to check that out. That's okay. Fuck. Move it there. Here. So once you unlock the gizmo, all you do is you move in the gizmo itself, and it doesn't affect the mesh. Once you lock it, it affects the mesh. So now we just bring that back down. And we can see that some of it is broken, but that's okay. We will be fixing all that. We're just getting the general shapes now. So now we can make this a Dynamesh. And now that everything that we do with it will be we'll be able to just kind of reconstruct immediately. It's not gonna bother us too much. So to make certain parts bigger, we need to find the inflate brush. Oh no, okay. Yeah. So, this whole fucking bit. It's gotta be a lot bigger, so. Can't even juice this part up as well. Usually the joint parts also pretty hefty. Because that's, you know, that's the support of their legs, usually, of parts of the legs. And they have a lot of muscles in those areas. And then we'll have a wrist here. But we can definitely just stretch this out. I do want these to be on a slimmer side later, so that it's a little bit more kind of unsettling looking. Right. So, boom. What we can still do make it a little closer. And good thing about this is we only need to make one leg. And then, that's it. We can just duplicate it and we'll have all our legs, you know? Now, before I move on, let me just... merge these two things. And I'll export this. Because I have a feeling that if I save now, it'll crash. Because it hasn't quick saved yet, and I'm worried, basically. No, it worked. Okay. I actually kind of want to increase the size of this leg. I don't want to just... Yeah. Right. Very good. Okay. There's a quick save. All right. Okay. It's working fine. So now we can start kind of going in and defining the forms. Now, usually arachnid legs are an exoskeleton, right? So they're a little more kind of sleek and uniform. They don't have a lot of kind of imperfections on their surfaces. They usually just like cylindrical and shiny, and it's just sleek looking. But what I want to do is I want these legs to look a little more organic, like they're actually made of like maybe human flesh or something. They have muscles, like you can see the muscle definitions. It's not quite human forms, but it is organic. It's fleshy. Okay. Now we can start detailing a little bit more. We can turn these maybe into some kind of pustules. Let's see. See, ideas just come while you start, while you're working on it. Like I didn't think I wanted pustules on this, but now it kind of organically makes sense by doing these little bumps. Feel like it will make sense later. So can definitely do it. Yeah. Kinda just have to define them. Just basically creating nasty sacs, nasty fluid sacs. Is what it is. Ew. That looks nasty. Now here we can the opposite way. Make some holes. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, I was in the groove, man. Fuck. Shit. Are you telling me the whole leg didn't save? Oh my god. Oh. Fucking garbage software. Fix your shit, Pixelogic. God. Oh my god. Alright, be right back. Toilet break. Okay. I cried in a bathroom, but I think I'm okay now. Now that we know the direction, we can do it much quicker this time. Thought it was good. There we go. Oh god. This is so nasty. Damn, dude. He's a nutsex. Okay, can we save now, please? Thank you. Поставь чекпоинт. Осталась картошка. Угу. Можешь с пакетика. Но если тебе не сложно, завари. Alright. What do we do with this puppy? Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Nothing's popping into my head. I don't want to overcomplicate these eggs. I don't want to keep them a little bit simple. Hello, Mornlight. How's it going? Sorry, did I say light? My bad. Morn night. Welcome to the stream.
I hold your oath fulfilled.
Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Alright. 1, 2. 4 legs or 6? I think 4. I think 4. 4 is enough for what I need.
I hold your oath fulfilled.
Okay. So now we just duplicate the goddamn legs. And we start moving them around. This program's so hard. You mean this software, ZBrush? Not hard. Just gotta learn it. Just practice. Practice, 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 practice. You'll get it eventually. It's all good. Don't let it scare you. Make it your bitch. Ничего страшного, я по-русски тоже понимаю, но это стрим на инглише, поэтому в чате только на инглише. Пожалуйста. Come down. Sweet. Nice. Now... let me see if I have a decent arm brushes. Monster arms and hands. Let's see. Arms. Okay, what do I have? These things. God damn it! 1 second. Spilled tea everywhere. Alright. Where were we? Oh, yes. Now, it's not letting me... so these are insert brushes, for those of you who don't know. Basically what happens is it's already pre-made kind of mesh that you can just insert into whatever mesh that you have. But right now... see, like, I'm trying to do it and it's not letting me. That's because I have subdivisions on my object, and I either need to delete lower or like go back down and delete higher, or delete lower, and basically it doesn't... insert brushes don't work on subdivided meshes. But you can also freeze your subdivision levels, and that might work. So, but before you do that, because basically deleting lower or deleting higher is not something that you can then Control Z. It's an operation that just happens, and it's not returnable, right? You can't go back. So before you do that, the good habit is to duplicate whatever you want to use for insertion. So you just click duplicate. Now you have a copy of that mesh, and then you do whatever you need to do. So now we can just delete lower. Oh, actually it is Control-Z-able. That's my bad. Again, I'm rusty. I haven't worked in ZBrush for a month, I think. I tend to forget things. But essentially, it's still, you know, a good habit to duplicate your subtools at certain points. So for example, right now I already have a certain amount of detailing on it. I've done some things to it. So at this point, if I want to save that progress, I would just duplicate it and hide it, and then keep working on another model. So that if something goes wrong, I can then go back and start from this point again. So it's still a good thing to do. But in this case, we can freeze, but then it freezes at your... You see now it's all pixelated again, because when you freeze, it goes to your lowest subdivision that you have on that object. If I unfreeze or reconstruct, sorry, we're back. Essentially, but if I delete lower, now that object only has like the highest amount of polygons we had before, and now we can't freeze because we don't have any subdivisions on it, and our insert brushes will now work too. So that's like a long way. This is a long way of explaining how insert brushes work. This operation, you can. There you go. You can just Control-Z and you go back to where you were. Just like this. You still have all your subdivisions. And there you go. Things that you can't undo are other things, like there's certain things that modify topology. There's certain things like merging or splitting, like for example merge down, like if you want to merge one tool to another, like let's say I want to, let's duplicate this leg, and let's duplicate this leg, and now I have this duplicate and this duplicate. And so right now they're separate objects, but if I wanted to merge them together and make them one object, you would have to like do merge down. But you see this prompt comes up and it's telling you this is an undoable operation. So when this prompt comes up, that means that once you click OK, you will not be able to go back, right? So you have to be very careful when you do this. Again, duplicating your meshes or your objects is very useful in this case if you know that you're going to be merging something. So before you merge, you duplicate them, and then you merge. So see now it merged and it made them the same object. So now I have two legs as a single object. And I can work on them at the same time if I wanted to. You know, can do whatever I want with them at the same time. But we cannot, like, once that's done, once they're merged, technically you cannot Control-Z it. The only option in this case, if you do really, like, you thought, oh fuck, I messed up, what do I do now? The only thing in this case is you go to split, and you go split parts or split similar parts. In this case, it won't matter because both meshes consist of a single part or single mesh. So there's no parts really. There's only two meshes. So whatever option we choose here, it will still split them apart. So technically, you can just do this. But again, this is an undoable operation, so it goes the same way. So if you want to split something, duplicate it first so that you can go back easily. And if you merge something, before you merge something, duplicate it as well so that you can go back easier. Because otherwise you're gonna have to do all this again, like this long way of doing it. And once we click OK here, now it split both legs again. Now I have just this leg, and I have this leg separately. So you can split them, but once you merge them, you cannot control Z. It's an undoable operation. You can then go back and split them, but it's a long way of doing it. And it's not exactly going back to what you had before. So you just have to be mindful of that. You just have to remember that once you press any of these buttons under split or under merge, that it's an undoable operation. That's it. Now, we don't need these. And deleting. Deleting is another one of those undoable operations. So you can choose to click OK, and then every time you delete something or do an undoable operation, it will ask you, right? It will ask you, do you want to do this? So that you remember that this is an undoable operation. Or you can click always OK, and then every time you delete something, it will just delete without asking. But then you might forget and be like, oh, I can't control Z, I can get it back, what the fuck? Now, deleting is more dangerous, as you can see, than merging or splitting. Because if you merge something, as I just showed, you can then still split it apart if you wanted to. Same with splitting. Like if you split something and you accidentally pressed OK and you split it, you can still merge them back together again. But once you delete something, there's no way of getting it back anymore. So right now I've deleted those extra legs and I can't get them back. Even if I go back in my history, they're not gonna pop back up. So before you delete something, be very, very, very careful. That's one thing that's completely undoable. There's no work around that. Right. So, that note. On that note, what I want to do is... oh, yes. Monster arms. So... again, so because we went back, I forgot. We're still on subdivision levels. Now we delete them, and we can insert our arms. Do we like this arm? I don't know. This could be something. This could definitely be something. Yeah. Let's use that. Alright, so now that we have this, you can move it around. You can rotate it. As you can see, the object that you were inserting it to automatically becomes masked out, so that you can only move around this part that you inserted. But right now, if I go back to our edit mode, and I remove the mask, now these two parts, they're the same object. See? So now, again, as I showed earlier, we can go to split. I have split up here as a shortcut myself. So what we can do is simply split the parts, and now we have them separately. So now we can actually, let's unify this. Unify button just puts the object right in the middle of the scene of the 3D space, right in the middle, like at 0, 0, 0, 0 coordinates, and it unifies the size according to your scene as well. So it's not too big, it's not too small. So when something, this is useful. The unify button is useful when you, let's say, bring in an external file or external 3D object into ZBrush, and it was modeled in like another program, and the scale of that model was according to that program, and it was different to what ZBrush has, the space that ZBrush has. And you'll have that sometimes where you import things from outside and they're like way too big, or they're way too small that you can't really find them even on the screen. So then what you can do is, let's say, for example, I'll make it real small. I'll put it somewhere like outside of our vision, and you can see like it's very small over there. Nothing's happening. Like sometimes it'll just import it like that, right? You're gonna be in your scene and your thing will be imported, but it's like over there. You can't see it. But as long as you're selecting it, so that tool is selected, you can just hit unify, and it brings it right in the center again, and it scales it up. Same thing when it's too big as well. Like it'll bring it to the center and it'll scale it down for you. Okay, so we can now work on this arm a little bit, because what I want from it is I want it to look a little decrepit, like it's a little how do we do this? Let me see if I can find some references for myself. Okay. More Night, if you have any questions, because right now I'll just go ahead and do what I'm doing without commentating, and if you have any questions, if you're still here and you want to watch and you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and ask me, and I'll tell you and I'll explain things, because otherwise it takes too long for me to kind of do it and also explain what I'm doing at the same time. So I'll explain this gizmo real quick. So basically, the shortcut is W. You press W and you have your 3D gizmo comes up. So basically what happens is usually at first, whoa, what happened? Usually it will be, by default, it'll be like at the center of your mesh. But you can, and it'll be locked like this. So once it's locked, it affects your mesh, your 3D model. But once it's unlocked, you only use your gizmo. So right now, what I want is, I want the gizmo to be like right where the joint is, right where the wrist is, right? So that I can move it at that point. Like, I want it to be here so that I can move it. Or I can rotate it here, right? Like right here. So to do that, I either unlock this and I bring the gizmo down. And then lock it again, and now we can move it. Or if you want, sometimes I go all the way back. If you want to bring it right in the center of the unmasked space of the mesh, like for example, this is a masked area, so nothing I do is going to affect it. I'm only working on this area, right? But if I want my gizmo to be in the middle of this particular area, I have to just press this pin button, and it snaps it right into the center of this space. So like if I go ahead and mask more out, now the center of this changes again. So now if I press this, see, it moves to the center of that now. And it's like that. Sometimes your gizmo will look weird, like this, for example. It's not going to be exactly straight up, and Y and X will not represent the actual space. So what you do is you unlock, then you press this. This basically realigns the gizmo for you according to your space. And then you lock it back in, and now you have your actual axis correctly placed. So now we need the wrist. So I'll put it here. That's okay. Now I can move it a little bit. Just trying to figure out this this anatomy, because it was weird, right? So it would be right. So now I need to turn it that way now. Like this way. This is all right. We'll fix this. Um, oh my God. This original model is a little bit wild. We might have to fix it a little bit. But I just want to pose it first. Nice. It's a little bit broken looking, but it's not. It's fine. Yeah. Nice. Weird, decrepit little hand. Exactly what I needed. Now I just wanna um go in and kinda fix the things we need to fix in terms of anatomy. Ooh. Sweet. This would actually come here. Okay. Not quite yet done with it. We need to put a little bit more detail into these fingers. Just because they're gonna be pretty much in front of our model, so they're gonna take a lot of it's a focal point of the piece, so there's gonna be a lot of attention on these hands, so they need to be quite well done, or more detailed than the rest of the model, pretty much. You use Dynamesh on your stone? Dynamesh is a very good tool. Don't be afraid to use it. Oh, it bricked it? Well, you do gotta be very careful with whatever it is you're using. You need to know how to use it, but you know, that's how you learn, though, through mistakes. What happened? Did it break the topology? Because there are ways of fixing that. Okay, now let's see what we can do here. Wrinkles. Nope. Make them smaller. Sense. No. Fuck. What a piece of shit, man. What an absolute piece of shit. I'm gonna fucking reinstall it after this stream. I swear to God. Please tell me it's not that far. No way. Fuck, man. This is the autosave. Dude, so the last like fucking half an hour. It didn't save in like half an hour. Oh my god, what a piece of shit software. This fucking sucks. Basically, this is the initial idea. Then I'm gonna make a face. And then, like, exposed brains on top. And that's gonna be our thing. Oh, that sucks. Fuck, man. I was so feeling that arm, that hand. It was so nice. Ugh, I'm gonna have to do it over again next time. Shit, man. Alright, well, I think this is decent progress for this episode of Macabre Mondays. 2.5 hours of work. Not too bad. Getting back into the groove. Remembering how to goddamn sculpt. Let's just save this before I forget. Cool. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks, More Night, for coming in and chilling out with me today on this Macabre Monday stream. Appreciate the follow. I will be taking a break now and calling the stream here.